Big change in UK immigration. The government has just introduced stricter English language requirements for visa applicants, and this update affects far more people than you might think. If you're applying for a UK visa in 2025, whether it's a skilled worker visa, student visa, family route, or even ILR or British citizenship, this new rule could apply to you. And for the first time ever, even adult dependents will need to meet these new English language standards. Let's unpack what's changing, who's affected, what test levels are now required, and most importantly, how you can prepare. First, let's start with the announcement. In May 2025, the UK government confirmed a nationwide tightening of English language requirements across almost all visa categories. This move is part of a wider immigration reform plan that focuses on what they describe as integration and contribution. In simple terms, they want to ensure that all migrants, including dependents, have enough English to participate in society, work effectively, and reduce reliance on interpreters or translation services. So what does this mean for you? Let's look at the key changes. 1. Higher English level requirements. Across multiple visa categories, the required CEFR level of English has now increased. Let's break that down. For skilled worker visas, the minimum is now B1. That's intermediate English covering reading, writing, listening, and speaking. For students, it remains B2, upper intermediate, for degree-level courses, and B1 for below degree level. For spouse or family visas, the minimum has now been raised from A1 to A2 for initial entry and B1 for extension or ILR. For indefinite leave to remain, ILR, and British citizenship, the minimum remains B1, but the accepted tests have narrowed. And here's the big one. For the first time, adult dependents, like parents or elderly relatives, must now prove English proficiency at A2 or higher, depending on their visa category. This is a major shift. Previously, dependents could often join a main applicant without proving any English ability at all. That has now changed. Let's now talk about what tests are accepted. The UK Home Office only accepts approved secure English language tests, SELT, from designated providers. These include IELTS for UKVI, Language Cert International ESOL SELT, Pearson PTE Academic UKVI, Trinity College London SELT. You must take the exam at an approved centre and the certificate must match the level required for your visa category. For example, if you're applying for a skilled worker visa, you need to pass at CEFR B1, and your test certificate must clearly show that. Now, what about people from English-speaking countries? Good question. If you're from a majority English-speaking country, such as the United States, Canada, Australia, or Jamaica, you are exempt from taking the test. Also, if you've earned a degree taught in English from a recognized institution and it's verified by ECTIS, formerly UK NARIC, you may also be exempt. However, these exemptions do not apply to dependents unless they meet the same criteria individually. Let's pause and talk about why the government is doing this. According to their official statement, the aim is to ensure all migrants can integrate successfully, improve communication in workplaces, especially in healthcare and social care, reduce public spending on interpreters and translation services, and improve outcomes for dependents who may otherwise be socially isolated. While some of these goals may make sense, the impact is massive. Here's how. For example, a care worker who has been working legally in the UK and supporting their family may now be told that their elderly parent cannot join them unless they pass an A2 English test, even if that parent is retired, dependent, or elderly. Many believe this puts unfair pressure on families and could create emotional and financial stress for migrants who are already settled. Let's talk about how this affects ILR and British citizenship. For both of these applications, B1 English has always been a requirement. What's changed is that now only very specific SELT exams will be accepted. If you previously used a general IELTS or academic test that wasn't UKVI approved, it may no longer be valid. So if you're planning to apply for ILR or citizenship soon, check your documents now. Also, for naturalization, you must pass the Life in the UK test and meet the B1 English requirement. If you don't meet both, your application will be refused. Let's now cover some common questions. Can I use my old test results? If your test was taken more than 2 years ago and you're applying for a new visa or ILR, you may need to retake it. There are exceptions if you are extending the same visa, but check carefully. Can I switch visas without retaking the test? Not always. If the new visa route requires a higher English level, you must meet that requirement even if you already live in the UK. Do I need to pass all 4 skills? Yes. For most categories, including skilled worker, ILR, and citizenship, you must pass listening, reading, writing, and speaking. The only exception is for initial spouse visas, which may still allow only speaking and listening at A1 or A2 level. What if I fail the test? You can retake it. There's no limit on how many times, but each test costs money and time, and without it, your visa application will be refused. Now let's talk about how to prepare. If you're not confident in your English, don't panic. There are affordable preparation options. Free practice tests from IELTS and Language Cert. YouTube channels that walk you through the B1 and B2 tests. Online English courses tailored to UKVI English requirements. Local colleges and language schools offering prep classes. Preparing 3 to 4 weeks ahead of your visa application gives you the best chance of passing and avoiding delays or refusals. Before we wrap up, let's go over the key takeaways. English test levels have been raised for many visa types in 2025. Adult dependents must now meet minimum English standards, usually A2 or higher. Only specific SELT exams are accepted, and older tests may no longer count. This affects applications for skilled worker visas, spouse visas, student visas, ILR, and British citizenship. Exemptions still exist, but they're limited. It's critical to plan ahead, get the right test, and take it seriously. And remember, your immigration success depends on getting the details right. Disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Visa Pathway UK is not affiliated with the UK Home Office. Always consult a qualified immigration advisor for personalized guidance. Thanks for watching. Drop your questions below. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay ahead of the changes. You're watching Visa Pathway UK, helping you move smarter, live better, and stay informed.